and also under the 50,000 population, right? So the and here is not multiple, is where does the two meet? Where does the two description meet? You see that?
Okay.
So, and again, everybody see right here, everybody see that the reason why I give you A, B, and C, A, B, and C, this is what we use for our D and E, right? Remember on D, they ask you is what is the probability of the store is in a southwest region, given that the store is under the 50,000 population, right? Which is, again, we're using C over B. And for E, they ask you what's the probability of a store in a southwest region, given that is under the 50, probability of a store under the 50,000, given that in the southwest region, which is we use C over A. Okay, but again, instead of using the formula, instead of using this formula right here, I told you that just ask yourself, what is after the word given, right? Whatever after the word given, that's your new denominator. And now the joint of the two criteria, the joint of the two items, again, this is my new denominator, is a southwest, and where does the southwest crosses the under the 50,000, which is they crosses at the 11. Okay, so let's take a look at this one here, which is, again, one thing is on Connect Math, and I think F, I think they give you a lot in terms of Connect Math on the F item, which is they, instead of say what's the probability, they say given that a store is located in a northeast region, what is the probability that it is in a city with the population over 500,000? So let me ask you this question here. Let me ask you this question. Well, first of all, we know that this is the word given, and that's what you need to identify. We see the word given, you have to trigger in your mind that, oh, the word given, that's a conditional probability. And once you say, oh, there's a conditional probability, you have to say, okay, I have to find my new total. I'm no longer using 385. I have to find my new total, my new condition, right? My new requirement. So what is the requirement here? The requirement is the store have to be in a northeast, right? Do you agree that this is the northeast region right here is 125? I don't care about southeast. I don't care about southwest. I don't care about northwest. I only care about northeast, right? So again, this is the total store in the northeast region. So this is the column I'm looking at, the northeast region. But again, this is my new denominator, 125. Now, out of this 125, how many store is located over 500,000 in population, right? Which is, do you agree that, again, where does the northeast and the over cross? They cross it at this region here, which is, do you agree that they cross at the 55, right? And again, those are the two numbers we're using is we take, again, where do they cross? Where do they intersect? The northeast and over the 500,000 over the northeast by itself. Why northeast? Because again, anything for the word given, that is your new total. That's your new denominator. Everybody see that? So question.
Yeah, the confusing thing is like I understand what you're doing, but the heading for this chapter, this part, this section is conditional probability and the multiplication rule. But
we haven't done the multiplication rule yet. Oh, we haven't done it yet.
Because we're dividing. Okay.
We haven't done multiplication rule. Multiplication rule is next, is after this one. Is conditional probability, one item, multiplication rule, the next item.
So the conditional probability is the division.
All probability is division. All probability is division. Conditional probability is just some condition, some requirement have to meet first, and you try to compare among the item. Okay, so again, don't worry about the multiplication rule yet. We haven't talked about multiplication rule. It's two separate. It's just like the other one is the Remember, the other one is the addition rule and the complement, right? The complement, the probability of a complement. So again, it's two separate items. But in order for you to do a multiplication rule, you have to know the conditional probability and why the multiplication rule is there. Okay. So again, you know, and like I mentioned, the probability, like I mentioned yesterday when someone asked, is this hard? The probability concept is not hard, right? The probability concept is basically the chances of something happen, the chances of something occur. What is the chances if I flip the coin? What's the chances the coin will land on a head or land on a tail, right? It's just that now they add more layer to it, which is again this or that, or now we have a condition. What happened if this happened first? Now what do we do after, right? So again, that's the different layer, and because of the different layer, that's why it's make this probability difficult, because each layer have different thing that you have to kind of recognize and try to understand, right? So this conditional probability, the keyword you want to looking for is the given item. So again, whatever the given, whatever follow the word given, okay, that's what you need to focus in. That's my new total. Once you have it, once you have the total, we only focus on that group or that requirement. We don't care anything else, just block everything out. Now, just that group of the requirement, how many fit the description that you want to looking for, right? So, you know, just imagine this. Imagine, like, let's say in a classroom, right? In a classroom, I have male and female, right? And in that classroom, I have business major and nursing student major, nursing major, right? So I want to know how many female student or how many male student are in a nursing program, right? So what I will say is, find what is the probability of a male given that he is in a nursing program, right? So now we want to compare in terms that now we have to take out all of the nursing, right? All of the business major stay on the side. Now only the nursing major is on this side. And in this nursing major, I have male and female also. Now I just want to compare among the nursing major, how many of them are male and how many of them are female, okay? So that's what the condition is. The condition is you extract something out, and once you extract that out, everything else got. We only look at or focus on that item, and how do, or what item you extract, whatever for the word given, that's what you extract out, okay? So let's take a look at question with this thing here, question with this D, E, and F. Same concept, not same concept, same information, just different wording. But again, the table was too big, so I have to make it smaller so I can fit more stuff on here. But let's take a look at this problem here, which is given. And again, if you read this thing here, you can say, okay, given, that's my conditional probability, right? Given, that's you know, you can stop there or you can write a note, that's my conditional probability. I need to extract something out, right? So what do I extract out? So given that the store is located in Northwest, so again, how many store is located in Northwest? Which is, do you agree that Northwest is right here? Which is, do you agree that I have 54 store located in a Northwest region? That's what you need to do first, ladies and gentlemen. You read a problem, and again, you ask yourself, what are they ask you? And most of the time they will say, what's the probability, right? So they ask you probability. We know that we need to look for the total, and from the total, what are we looking for out of those total, right? So looking at this thing here, given that the store is located in Northwest, we can stop here and we say, okay, my condition is the store have to be in Northwest region, which is there are 54 of them. So I took the 54 store out. That is the one that I examine, right? You know, just imagine you fly, right? You fly, you either fly to Northwest, Northeast, Southwest, Southeast. You cannot fly at multiple location, right? So you can only fly to Northwest. Now, out of this thing here, where do we go? And which is, again, this is what they ask you is, what is the probability that it is in a city with a population of 500 or less? So again, you look at this thing here like, oh, Mr. Tran, they have the word or less. What does that mean? Well, do you agree that 500 or less is this group of store have 500, in terms of population, 500,000 or less or below, right? And again, don't forget that under 50,000 is also below the 500,000 mark, right? Because of the word, if they have just, they cannot say it have to be over 500. Everybody see that there's 3 different categories here. They have under 50,000, between 50,000 and 500,000, and over 500,000. This one here, they ask you, they are greedy, they want to test of under 500,000 or less, which is, do you agree that there are 22, sorry. There are 22 store that is located in the city with less than 500,000 people, right? Which is, again, basically you take the 12, you plus the 10, and you divide by the total of the Northwest, okay? So again, and that's what the, instead of doing all of those, the formula itself, the formula in terms of the formula that I give you earlier, for this type of problem is more complicated to use that formula than to just ask yourself, what is my new denominator and what's my new numerator? I will tell you when the other formula come in handy, or when the formula come in handy later. But again, for now, this is what we're looking for. We ask ourselves, what is the condition? The condition is the restaurant, or in this case, the store, have to locate in the Northwest region. And outside of this, not outside, inside this Northwest region, we're looking for the item, or we're looking for the store that in the city that have a 500,000 or less. And there are two items that fit that description of 500,000 or less. Okay, not like the previous one. The previous one is only one item fit under the 50,000 or over the 500,000. Okay.
Pardon me, Mr. Tran. Can you tell me how you came to the conclusion of 0.0146? When I'm computing it, I'm coming up with a different number.
22 divided by 54. Sorry, I probably added it, but I forgot. It's 0.4074.
Good, that's what I came up with. Yes, sir.
I think I added it, and I forgot to go back and change the answer. I think I added the question, and I forgot to come back and change the answer. Okay. Sorry.
I was just making sure I was doing it correctly. Thank you.
I think I copy and paste, and I forgot to change the answer. Sorry about that. It's the answer is 0.4074. Okay. Question. Let's try another one, right? Let's try another one. And again, same idea. Same idea here, which is given. You gotta try this one. You gotta try this one. See your thought process. See if you can do this one here, and then let's see if we have a same answer. Go to the breakdown of how your thought process is, and then see if you can derive to your conclusion. So hopefully you say, wait, they change it up, and they say the store located in the city with a population of 500 or less, which is, do you agree that these two items or 500 and less. Those two items are 500 and less, which is, again, we have those two numbers is your new denominator, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's not just the 187, it's not the 69 by itself, it's the 69 plus the 187, that's your new denominator. Okay, those are the two items that fit the description of 500,000 or less. So we have that as a new denominator. And now what is my numerator? Well, outside this two, do you agree that 25 and 45, those are the item located in northeast, right? And also in the, right? So again, 25, as you can see, I make a mistake and I put it up here in red. But again, 25 plus 45, that's why you have 70. Once 187 plus 69, that's where you have the 256. And you take 70 divided by 256, you have 0.2734. So I feel you guys have 0.2734, right? So again, that's the idea here is, and again, one thing about statistic, and start from here on out, is it's all word problem. It's all word problem, and that's the hardest thing about statistic is the word problem. And then you have to ask yourself, how do I recognize that this problem is different from the other one? And once you recognize it, what formula am I using? Okay. And again, and that's why I'm here, or that's why I'm here, in terms of hopefully that can point you in terms of what to focus in and how to distinguish the different. And again, everything, in every math is just, it take a lot of practice. So that's why I told you guys over this weekend, see if you can do 4.1. 4.1 should be very easy, very fast. 4.2 and 4.3, see if you can do it in terms of over this weekend. Question with H here, in terms of the answer is 0.2734. So I feel you guys put in chat that you have 0.2734. That's very good. Again, because of this thing here, because they have two items, they have 500,000 or less, so we have to use both. Because that is, they say is either 500,000 under, right, 500,000 or below. So that's why we have to use in the 187 and also the 69. We cannot just use 187 by itself. Okay, so that's the different. The previous one, this G, right? G, they only say the store is in northwest. So there's only one. They did not say northwest or northeast, right? If they say northwest or northeast, then, well, hint, hint, that's the next question I ask you, or I ask you. But again, if I say northeast or northwest, then we're looking at the two, right? But this one here, they only say this one here for H because of 500 or less. So we have to looking for the two, okay? So similarly, let's take a look at this thing here. Similarly, take a look at this item here, which is, let me erase this all yellow line, right? They say, as you can see right here, given that the store located in the north, right? So again, there's no specific region, right? They only want the north. As long as it fit the description, the north, you have to use it, meaning it's either the northwest or a northeast, right? So as long as in the north, it's in a north category. I see that. So looking at this thing here, looking at this item that we have, which is again, so that's the first thing we need to focus in. We need to focus in the store that located in the north. So that's your new denominator. So what is your new denominator? Well, we have to use the northwest, and we have to use the northeast, right? Because they say in the north, they did not specifically tell us that northeast or northwest. As long as they have the word north, it fit the description that is in the north. So everybody see that your new denominator is 125 plus the 54. Not just the 125 by itself, not just the 54 by itself. It's 125 plus the 54, okay? And now, what is your new, or what is your numerator? Well, outside of this thing here, what is the probability that the city with a population of 550 or more? And again, they trick you on this thing, and it's weird, right? It's all start with 5, and you all confused, like 50, 500, right? This one here, 50 or more. So what is the 50 or more? Do you agree that I did it wrong? I did it wrong, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the 25. It's not the 12. It's the 45. Give me 1 second. It's my answer is wrong. I didn't proofread when I do this. Let me go. And again, because they say that 50 or more, do you agree that 50 or more is this 2 number, right? This, again, if it's under 50, it doesn't fit the description 50 or more, right? The 50 more is, again, the 45 and the 55, the 10 and the 32, okay? So again, those are the 55 or more, which is, again, you add them up. My denominator is correct, but my numerator is not, okay? So don't look at this. This is your wrong answer. It's supposed to be, your numerator should be 45 plus 55 plus 10 plus 32. So your numerator should be 142, and 142 divided by 2, divided by 179 will give you 0.7933, okay? So again, that's your answer. It should be 0.7933, and again, 0.793 is fine. I think on your homework on Connect Math, they asked for 4 decimal. So again, the answer for H here is wrong. I think I look at something. I think originally I put 500 or less, and then I like, oh, let me do it or more, and then I forgot to change it. But again, everybody see the answer is 0.7933. Question with this conditional probability. All right, let's take a look at the multiplication probability. Well, not yet. I have another question. What if, right? Some of you guys asked me last time or yesterday is, do they always give you the information in terms of chart, right? Do they always give you that information in terms of chart? Not quite, right? Sometimes they give you something like this, and sometimes they give you the percentage, or sometimes they give you the actual probability itself already. But let's say if they give you this problem. In the recent years, in the state of Washington, there were 326,000 high school students. Of this, 159 were girl and 167 were boy. Among the girl, 7,800 dropped out of school. Among the boy, 10,300 dropped out of school. One student is chosen at random. Now they ask you this question. Excuse me. A student is chosen at random. What is the probability that a student is a male? So again, male is looking at this thing here. Do you agree that this is a simple probability? Just a simple probability in terms that, again, we just basically, what is the probability of a male, right? If you go in here, 326,000 students, what's the probability of you select one student and that student is a male? So looking at this thing here, very easy. Hopefully you guys say, oh, this is easy. All I need to do is take off the boy and divide by the total, which is, that's what you have, which is the boy is 167,000 divided by 326,000, right? Which is, again, 0.5123. which is, as you can see, this is just simple probability. How simple? Only one item, which is the male, right? And again, what is the probability of the student that drop out? Which is, again, if they drop out, remember, drop out, you have to take the female dropout and the male dropout.